guys, welcome back. The handle came today. That's going to go on this side, and like I said, I'm going to move it a little bit more towards the front, but this is supposed to go on a square shaft, and then it has a set screw right in here to tighten onto the shaft. So what I'm going to do is use this bolt here, because this is a 3/8 bolt and it fits in there pretty darn good. Very little slop. So once I tighten up that screw right there, it'll hold it in place. But what I want to do is drill a hole through the metal big enough for this head to fit through. So in this head, I can sink it flush. This surface right here can be flush with the sheet metal, and I can weld it and then grind it real nice, do a little body work around it. Then I'll be able to slide this handle over top. So let me show you here. And I'm just gonna kind of place it where I think it looks good. Once again, no real rhyme or reason to where it's going. But camera here. So my marker, do I have a marker out here? I thought I did. Well, I'll just use my knife. So I think I'm just gonna put it maybe like right here. Maybe down a little bit. Right there, it looks good. Should make a little X. And then I'm gonna pre-drill a hole with a smaller bit here. Now we're gonna use a step drill bit. I still got a little bit of welding and grinding to do on the back. Been kind of busy all day running around picking up stuff, and I actually just picked up this big old Michelin sign today. I think the thing's like 10 feet long. Picked up some wood and a bunch of other stuff for the back building. So now I kind of need to just drill a little bit at a time until this fits in. I want it to be kind of snug. Maybe just one more. I think that might be good. Beautiful. Like I said, I just want it to be snug in there so that I can put some weld around it. And like I said, just go on just like that. Tighten down the set screw and it'll be good to go. So let me get the welder fired up here. Gas turned on, get my helmet on. Got my safety glasses on too. I like to always try to wear those. And it's not like we need to weld the crap out of this thing. It's not going to hold any weight other than that handle. I'll take my grinder here. I need to get a battery. I got one right here actually I can use. Gotta start charging my batteries. I went through quite a few batteries the other day and haven't been out here today, so I haven't had the charger going. I never leave my battery chargers going when I'm not in the shop. I turn them off because a buddy of mine a long time ago, his garage burned down and it was a faulty battery charger from a cordless drill or something like that he had. So I always turn them off because I don't need something like that to happen to me. Okay, and you can see here, very minor body work we have to do around it, just a tiny bit. Other than that, this will go on there, just like that. Another thing done. So now off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my welding that I need to do and my grinding on these back corners. And then we're gonna come back. We're gonna use a little bit of short strand fiberglass. I don't know if I'm gonna use it everywhere. I don't think these edges need it, but I probably will use it a little bit on the tops here. And then after that, we'll start doing some Bondo work. The Bondo and the short strand fiberglass I'm using is a direct to metal. So it can be applied to bare metal, but we are gonna 60 or 80 grit sand down all the metal first to rough it all up. And we're gonna wipe it all down with lacquer thinner too, just to get any grease and oil off of the metal. So I'll be back in a little while after I get the welding done on the back. Welding is all done. It's all ground down. So now I got some lacquer thinner here. I'm just gonna put it on my rag and I wanna wipe this down before I sand it with 80 grit. Now I did grind the edges, but I think a lot of the oil gets burned off when you're welding. But you look at the dirt and stuff. So you always want to wipe it down first, because if you don't, so all you're doing with that dirt and grease and everything is, when you're sanding it, is you're just embedding it into the metal more. And then it could cause a problem in the future of maybe your body filler or something not sticking. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this all down and get all this crud off there. Okay, I'm gonna take some 80 grit on my BA and just roughen up the metal. This whole part, I'm just showing you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go over the whole thing with 80 grit, get it all scuffed up, and then we can come back. I'll blow it off, and then we'll come back, and I'll probably just do a little bit of short strand fiberglass on those top seams and stuff like that. Okay, it's all sanded down. I cleaned up a little bit around here. I'm going to just put some Duraglass, short strand fiberglass, whatever you want to call it, on some of the seams. I'm not going to record me putting it on. I'll just show you what I did with it after I put it on. But I'm just using Bondo brand Bondo glass, and it has short fibers in it. It says right here, short strand reinforced fiberglass filler. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on some of the spots, and then I'll come back and show you where I applied it at. Okay, I got the Duraglass on the top where I wanted to put it, where I had that thicker weld where I overlapped. So I got that done. Not really overlapped, but the way I had to weld it. And then I put a little bit of regular Bondo just on this one side for tonight. I'm gonna let it set overnight because I like to let the short strand fiberglass set overnight. And then tomorrow I'll come in and I can smooth the other three sides with the first coat of Bondo, and then I'll be able to start sanding this stuff because I'll have something to sand while I'm waiting for those other areas to dry. So I'll continue this video tomorrow. Okay, I've been putting filler on this, just trying to get it the first coat on. This is going to take hours to sand down, and it looks sloppy because I am trying to get inside of here as flat as possible when I spread it, because I have to hand sand all inside of there. And also I got to put a little bit more on the top, because when I use the torch and everything to beat that metal down, obviously I put a little warp in it, which is fine. I'll straighten it out with some filler, not going crazy. I'm not going to get the stud gun out and pull out little dents and shit from that. I'll just Bondo them. But we are getting there. Trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing really. I just need to spread a little bit more filler, and then I can start sanding it. Oh, I noticed right here it oil canned in a little bit on me, so it's got an indent right there. I don't know if I'm going to mess with that. Obviously I can't really get in there to fix it. I could probably stud gun it or heat it and stud gun it, but I don't know that I'm really that worried about it, because where it's going to sit, that's going to be facing a wall. There's going to be a wall right here, so I don't think I'm really going to mess with it. Sometimes, you know, you got to let some things go here and there, but you know, this is the most important part right now, is this body work. The better my body work is, the better the overall thing's going to look when it's done. So to me, this is really important. I want to make it look really nice. It's going to be white and green. The sides are going to all be green. The top's going to be green. Then I'll probably tape off like an area in the front here that'll also be green, and then the front face will be white. Probably just paint the back green as well. So basically probably just the front will be white. And I have another project coming up. I made a short video of it. I picked these up locally, probably about 45 minutes from my house. They came from a drive-in about 45 minutes from my house. Original drive-in speakers that you would hang on your window back in the day. I remember doing this as a kid. I remember growing up, we had a station wagon. We'd go to the drive-in. You know, my dad would pull up to the thing. We'd grab one of the speakers, because there would be a speaker on each side, one for each car. You'd hang it, you know, inside your window, roll your window up, and you can listen to the movie. So what I plan on doing with this is I'm going to take them apart. I'm going to sandblast these housings and just clear coat them so that they look original. I'm not going to polish them or anything like that. They're like a cast aluminum. But what's cool is on these ones, it says Skyway Drive-In Theater, and that's where it came from, the actual Skyway Drive-In that we had out this way. And I'm probably going to take these knobs off, fix them, and paint them white, because he had like 3 or 4 sets out at the time when I went there to get these, and I grabbed these ones because these were the only ones that had the plastic knobs on them. Everyone else they were missing. This one's really chewed up because it looks like cigarette burns. Maybe, you know, somebody had a cigarette they were holding in their hand when they were pulling the speaker in or out. So, or it could be sun too, could have done it. But anyways, I'm gonna get those knobs fixed up and probably just paint them white, or maybe even an off-white. I don't know. They were probably white originally, or maybe I paint them black. You know, I'm not sure. Here's the base for it that they hang on. I'm going to take this pipe off, get this bracket off and everything. I have a piece of 2-inch square tubing we're going to use to make a new stand and everything like that. And I'm going to rewire these speakers, and I'm going to make them work off of a Bluetooth radio. In my basement remodel, I had to use this little Bluetooth receiver that goes into a wall, and it goes right into an electrical box. And I'm going to wire these speakers to it. So when these speakers are in the next building over, I can actually use them as speakers for a radio. I don't know how they'll sound, but just to have music going through them would be pretty darn cool. So, all right, I'm gonna keep spreading some more filler on this, and then we'll come back in a little bit and we'll start sanding it down. I'll just briefly show you some sanding here and there. It's gonna be a lot of hand sanding. Probably just gonna take some sandpaper on a paint stick, wrap the paint stick, and get all those flat surfaces. But it's not gonna be the first bondoing. I'm probably gonna have to do it 2 to 3 times, so it's gonna take me quite a bit of time, but I really would like to get this in primer today. So I'll be back in a little while. Okay, I moved it outside because I'm gonna use the mud buster to really knock down this Bondo quickly. And this I could hook up to my vacuum system, but when I'm knocking down a lot of Bondo in one shot, it doesn't suck it all up. And I don't really want to put a bunch of Bondo in the air because of the car sitting here and stuff. So I'm just gonna do it outside. I'm not gonna hook the vacuum up to it. If I'm doing it outside, I'm just gonna wear my mask and just knock this down. and then let it just blow away with the wind. I'll show you for a couple minutes sanding it, and then I'll turn off the camera and continue to sand it. And then after that, it'll be ready for another coat of filler, and then we'll have to see what it looks like after that. So let me get the sander hooked up and my mask on. That looks like it's all crooked because of the way the body fillers spread on there. It's really not crooked. So I'm going to use this and start shaping everything. It's an 8-inch sander. So you could see that it knocks it down pretty quick. You can see how that's smoothing out back there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for a little while, and then I'll come back and we'll do a walk around and see what it's looking like. Okay, I got it sanded down. Obviously I didn't do inside of some of the areas. I had a couple areas that were peeling a little bit, the filler, so I ground it down and really roughened up the metal with some 36 grit. I had some high spots in the metal here, a little bit along here, a little bit along here, so I ground those down as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get another coat of filler on this top and start getting that to dry so I can sand it again. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to keep making videos of me sanding filler over and over and over again. So let me get some more done and then I'll come back and show you what it's looking like. Okay, I got the bottom base of the globe assembly fitting the way I like it. It's nice and tight around here. Obviously I got a little bit of filler to put in there. That's where that L bracket is. But I got it fitting pretty damn good. I'm happy with that. So now basically I just have to fill in a few spots. I got some, this is a high spot here, probably grind that down. I had to grind the metal a little bit more. It was still a little bit high right there. But other than that, the top is almost done. So I am going to, both sides right here have a hump. I'm gonna feather that out and then put another coat of Bondo on. I'm probably not going to be able to finish this today. We have severe thunderstorm warnings, and I'm liking this mud buster because it's just knocking it down real quick. So if it starts getting, weather starts getting crappy, I'm going to have to pull it inside. But who knows? If I get the big stuff done, maybe I can get it done. So I'll be back again in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I still have quite a bit of body work to do. I want to really go over it and make sure everything's getting smoothed out nicely and everything. Front's coming together real nice. I sanded some nice radiuses in here on the sides and the front and the back, so that should look good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the rest of the body work done off camera, come back on the next video, show you what it looks like, and then we will get epoxy primer on it, and then 3 to 4 coats of 2K primer, and then let it set, and then sand it, block it down. Probably have to do a little bit of bodywork touch-ups, and then we'll 2K primer it a second time, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be ready for paint. Now I'm going to use like a paint stick in here, and probably also this sanding block right here, and I'm just going to go like this, and just take my time in there and sand it until it's straight. I mean, it is a piece of angle iron, so it's going to straighten out. I put filler in there because when you weld the edge of the sheet metal, you'll get little pinholes, and you can see a couple of them right here. Like there's a pinhole, there's a pinhole, and I just wanted to make sure that those are all filled in. So all right guys, hopefully you guys are liking this and you'd like to see this project finished up. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Plus we have this project coming up next. We're going to restore these speakers and the stand and make a stand and hook these up to a Bluetooth amplifier. Also, got all the parts for the 59 Impala, so I am able to wrap this up hopefully this week. I don't have these front pieces. That's not a big deal. They can put those on after the interior shop. Those have to go back to California. But other than that, I should be able to get this thing wrapped up and out of here, off to the interior shop. So there'll be a few videos coming up on the 59 Impala. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys later.